Hi, my name is Jin Park, and I'm a physical therapist and the director for the Summit County Clinics for Howard Head Sports Medicine. And I just wanted to take a moment to share a video with you. Obviously, we are on the latter half of the winter season, and as all of us in the community are working and just generally tired, it is very busy, and we recognize that we're all working very, very hard, especially when we're tired and working hard. This is a great time of the year to remind ourselves to really just make sure that we're taking care of ourselves physically and also with our mental health. But from the physical side of things, I wanted to just remind everyone of the Safefit program. There's no better time to be utilizing this service for the fact that, again, in March, when it's very busy, our muscles and joints start to ache. And again, it's our tolerance for just guests in general can sometimes decrease, especially when we're not feeling so great. So this is the time to take care of ourselves. And on behalf of Howard Head and our staff, but also as a community member and having a daughter in ski and snowboard school or ride school, just wanted to say thank you so much to all of you guys. You guys do so much for our community, and more so than you realize. And we wouldn't necessarily be having the fun that we do have and all the family time without you guys. So that being said, I wanted to go through a couple of slides in regards to injury prevention and ergonomics. Again, a lot of you have heard this spiel in the past, but it is just a really nice reminder, especially this time of the year. So I'm putting up this PowerPoint presentation. And just a reminder that most, according to the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, back-related injuries account for 1 in every 5 injuries and illnesses at work. The labor statistics ran a survey and discovered 80% of these injuries were low back, and 75 were happened during lifting tasks. So that's why a lot of the things we're going to review are revolved around lifting in the spine. So if you take a look at the photos on the left, that is the spine, including the cervical, which is the neck, the thoracic, which is the mid-back, and the lumbar. And in between each one of those vertebrae are the discs, which you can see to the picture to the right. The disc on the right demonstrates the anatomy, which kind of, if you think of a jelly donut, the center is this very viscous jelly, and the outside, the annulus fibrosus, is kind of that dough that keeps the gel in the center. However, if you were to take a jelly donut in between your two hands, one on the bottom and one on the top, if you squeezed one side, then the jelly would start squeezing out the other side, which is very, very similar to what happens in your low back. As well as disc problems, there comes a little bit of arthritis, which is not abnormal for most folks in the back, and also muscle strains that happen through the season as well. So the first video that we're going to show, well, I'm going to review some slides about bending, lifting, and twisting. And again, just reiterating that your form can increase the amount of stress on your low back. So for instance, lifting a 10-pound box improperly can create 10 times the force on your low back versus having a nice, straight, good posture and good core contraction will reduce that strain in your low back. So here are some principles, and I'm going to pivot to a video from one of our Howard Head physical therapists, Jana Iannito.
I'm Jana. I'm a physical therapist with Howard Head Sports Medicine in Dillon, and I'm here to talk to you about lifting techniques. So when you're lifting, you want to hinge at your hips, get the weight close to your body, and then lift using your legs. So you don't want to be bending at the mid back or low back because that's going to put lots of strain on your spine. So the best position to do this is back straight, belly pulled in, lift up, or even better, get it nice and close to you, and then lift all the way up.
So after that video, we learned what not to do and to ensure that we're using those legs and making sure we have great posture. The next activity we're going to review is just including the shoveling principles. Obviously, we're all shoveling snow in this community, and you guys are shoveling snow on the mountain. So ensuring that you have wide base of support, bending knees and hips, powering up from a squatting position, and to unload the shovel by turning your whole body and not twisting too much. Here's a photo, and we're going to pivot to Katie, one of our therapists in the Dillon location, to review some shoveling techniques.
Hi, I'm Katie. I'm with Howard Head Sports Medicine here in Dillon, and I'm going to go over some safe shoveling techniques to help avoid any sort of back problems or back injuries. So, the safest way to shovel snow is to just push it. So if you are able to just push it, keep the back nice and straight, use your legs and just push the snow out of the way. If you do have to lift the snow, then we want you to get down into a nice squatted position using your legs, keeping your back nice and neutral, lifting the snow with your legs, standing, and then in order to toss it, if you need to turn, moving your whole body to toss the snow rather than twisting and throwing over your shoulder.
Thanks, Katie. And the final movement we're going to review is the pullback. I know that this can be one of the most difficult activities, pulling some of the younger skiers and riders onto the chairlift, and providing so much support, and that little extra help goes a long way from a parent standpoint, and it is greatly appreciated. But that being said, it definitely takes a lot of work and a lot of strain, especially on the low back. So I created a video with a couple of suggestions.
Hi, my name is Jin Park. I'm going to review just some of the pullbacks. I know that this is a big injury-prone activity, and there's no perfect way of doing it. Ultimately, what we're trying to do is mitigate the stress that happens in your back and thinking about just those same tactics. So if innately we can reduce 5% of the amount of stress by doing it properly, then over a span of a season, that 5% starts to add up. So I do recommend just making sure that you are bracing with your other hand on the chair. And when you are coming in, I am no expert, but utilizing as much as you can by bending at the hips and bending at the knees versus being very, very straight up and just bending over is going to put you more prone to injury. So being able to have almost like an athletic stance as much as possible and coming in, and once you're doing the pullback, just ensuring that it's not just completely with your arm, not completely with your back, and trying to get a combination of all the movements. So incorporating your back, incorporating a bracing of your spine and your stomach, and pulling back with your legs and pulling back a little bit with your back as well. So in combination, will reduce and mitigate that stress and reduce injury.
So after reviewing all of the ergonomic postures and positions, and obviously we understand that nobody is perfect and no movement can be perfect, but we're just trying to do the best to reduce the amount of strain, and it gets us through the hardest parts of the season. But that being said, if you continue to work on some flexibility and some strengthening, that's going to continue to support your body and your joints. And so a couple of suggestions that we included pictures of is, walking knee to chest, completing an inchworm, which is the picture in the top right, a lunge with a twist. And so that's kind of get your legs warmed up as well as your spine a little bit stretched, and also the cat camel. Obviously, these exercises are not exclusive and not perfect for everyone. And so that's why we're going to recommend the Safefit program for those with questions. Another slide includes some of the strengthening exercises that include squats, lunges, bridges, bird dogs, dead bugs, or planks. And again, not appropriate for everyone, but just ideas and suggestions to support the spine and especially the work that you guys do. So as a final reminder, if there's any questions or if there's any ergonomic postures or exercises that you guys have questions on, the Safefit program is a wellness benefit provided by Vail Resorts to you as the employee. It provides a free 20-minute session by one of our Howard Head physical therapists to treat aches and pains before they start to get serious. The best way to get scheduled is going onto the website of vailsafefit.com, create a user, and look in the schedule. I hope this was helpful. And again, a reminder to make sure to see one of our therapists in the Safefit program for any of your questions or needs. And if you have something that comes up that's a little bit more serious, feel free to give a call to one of our Howard Head locations. Thank you very much, and thank you for all that you do.